Hey, Betty. Well, welcome to another episode of 30 with the Team. It is not a particularly sunny day to start things off, and really it's only getting darker as we move into December. Is anybody else having trouble getting up in the morning? 6:45, it still feels like it's the dead of night.
I think it's the worst when you're leaving work and it's dark. That is the worst. And it's only 5 and you're like, what is it? Like, have I been at work for that long? It's just really dark.
Vampires are loving this, though.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like after getting here and it's dark in the morning and I'm leaving at night, I feel like I'm just gonna go home and nap. Like, I'm just gonna go and just
But then
sleep.
you don't actually get up again.
No, and then and when you do, it's like 3 in the morning and you're like, is it 8 yet? And you keep checking your alarm clock and it's
Get
not.
home and go immediately into pajamas.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Might as well.
You know.
It's kind of
Which I do all year long. So.
The thing is that they're, like a little over a month, and then they start getting shorter after December 21st.
Yeah.
All right? So
That's true.
All right, okay. Well, now she's being the optimist. The last time we talked about cold weather and December setting in, you've changed your tone.
No,
you're
it's just
excited about winter now.
Just about light and dark, Kim. Don't,
Okay.
No.
Not bringing
about
snow
the
into
temperature.
it.
No.
Okay. All right. Sure
But
enough.
speaking of temperature, Santa Claus Parade this weekend, we could have rain.
Thank goodness.
yeah.
I think I would take the heaping snow on the curbs over the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I would
Rain's
too.
gonna make it really
Strange.
cold.
And strange.
And strange, yes. We'll be wearing rain boots.
Yeah, I feel like you should be freezing cold, and the kids should have hot chocolate, and they should have mittens on, and So even if it rains, people at home, just dress your kids like that anyway.
And pretend.
At least
You should suffer a little bit during the parade.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Well, and then that's a great way of battling the dark, right? We are moving into some of these dark days, and this weekend, all of the streets light up. We get into, it feels really early for Christmas, and I hear that from a lot of people, like, geez, Christmas already. But maybe we need to start Christmas early. Maybe we need to have that parade in November to get us start feeling a little happy again.
I have no problem. As long as Remembrance Day is over, I have no problem with Christmas starting to emerge, because you need it, because
Right.
it's dark, you're feeling the cold, fall is completely gone. I love it. Seeing the lights go up in my neighborhood, it's like, oh, it's a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Right, but you should definitely wait till after Remembrance
Yes,
Day.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I just feel like some people got a little too quick on the draw with that, and I was like, hey, you haven't even honored that holiday yet, so let's just pull back a little bit here. We're not in that much of a rush, are we? I remember me and Chelsea kind of had like a chocolate craving one night, and it was right after Halloween, the day after, so we went to go to Walmart to go and grab as much chocolate as we could for a cheap price, right? So we go there and they're already pulling off all the stock off the shelves, and they're already putting Christmas stuff up. And I just thought, man, that is so crazy how quick that turns around,
Yeah, day after. Yeah, the malls are totally Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Soon it will be all year long, I believe. Every holiday will have an aisle. Because I think in August some stores had some stuff.
Oh, we used to have a
yeah.
Christmas
It's
store.
incredible.
Still got it. Yeah, in the Forks
Well,
there.
that's
they've got
different.
that
I mean,
yeah.
for some reason that's excusable. I don't know why. But when your mainstream, grocery stores have this stuff, it takes away the specialness of it,
Yeah.
I start my Christmas countdown with the Advent calendar.
Oh, yeah? So it has to be December 1st.
It has to. I can only start Christmas when I can have that chocolate.
Do
And then
you
it
wait,
starts.
or do you eat them all at once? Because that's what I
No, I try not to, but Mondays are the greatest day because you get to eat 3 or yeah.
Can you eat them on the weekend?
No, because I usually leave it at work. Yeah, I should have explained that, but yeah.
Listen, you shouldn't leave that stuff around here.
know.
Although the
I know.
reason that Michael Byfield's candy drawer is empty might have more to do with Jessica than anyone else.
Yeah.
Well, Jessica tipped me off, and then I went for it. I was like, Michael, I heard you got some stash.
Disappeared. It was an entire drawer full of candy. People around here are savages when it comes to free food.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Because we all know Michael Byfield, free food.
Interesting point.
Well, I'm going to throw this out here, though. Yes, I'm sitting in my school Marmish shirt. What is the protocol to going into
People's drawers?
Yeah, people's drawers.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just
I mean,
do
if it's candy,
candy, fair game,
No,
yeah.
I know, I understand. And Michael says, here's where I, my drawer is. But what is the protocol? I mean, we're all friends here, and I know that go.
Right?
Yeah.
Tracy has some of the greatest stuff. By the way,
I know.
When we were doing renovations, and everyone was like pulling out like just old like jokes that they like ran off the printer from the internet and just crap going in the garbage. Tracy's got like books and music
like
and
a
T-shirts and like underwear.
Underwear.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
I had folk festival underwear. It was new. It wasn't.
Work safe.
Should point that out. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so the parade is, we should mention that the parade is at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Tracy's going to be hosting with Derek Taylor from Global.
Your sidelines.
I'm going to try to ride a reindeer.
Oh, nice.
That's my goal for the evening, if nothing else. Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun, whether it rains or snows or whatever, and it's a great way to kick off the winter festival-y season, or Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Does everybody, like, I think that the parade is one of those iconic things that kicks it off, but is that the way it is for you? The advent calendar, you said? Anything else that's like has to happen for it to feel like Christmas?
Not really so much for me. Like I just like hanging out with the fams, It's nothing, too crazy or out there or whatever, but I actually, a lot of my friends are living in different places in Canada now or in the States, and when they come into town, that's kind of like the signal that, it's starting, and then we go out and then everything's a blur and it's, but that's Christmas to me, and that's like...
The blur, when the blur sets in?
Yeah, absolutely, when all the lights are all like trailing and everything, but yeah, just go out with your buddies and have a good time. That's kind of Christmas for me, spend time with the friends and families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when the city lights go on, and which they will with the parade, yeah. So I think that's really the signal that it is holiday time.
Like down Portage and everything?
Yeah, down Portage.
Lights in my neighborhood for sure. And like driving by and seeing those little houses with the lights go on, it's like, okay, it's time to get into it.
And you were saying yesterday there's a neighbor of yours that like floods a little rink.
Yeah, they do a full-on hockey rink on their front lawn, which is awesome. So that's fun. And seeing it through the eyes of your children too, right? Taking Charlotte to the Santa Claus Parade is going to be awesome, just to see her experience that. And there's a lot of magic in the holidays for little ones, so you get to kind of relive all of that again.
Yeah,
so
I was for a lot of years I wasn't into Christmas. It was a bit more of a stressful time for me growing up, and it was when you have a split family, and we did a lot of driving because there was a lot of hours between both of my households. But yeah, what really started bringing me back was once I had kids, and then you start appreciating the little things and not getting so caught up in the have-tos and yeah. That's great. I wanted to take a minute to mention and break that fourth wall and say that if anybody has any ideas out there, if anybody loves the things that we say, hate the things that we say, we encourage feedback. So, we have our Twitter account or our Facebook account, but Shaw TV Winnipeg is the Twitter handle if anybody wants to engage with us, and we will reply wittily back. We'll leave that to Laura. Laura can bring the wit.
140 characters.
And the other thing I want to say is that sometimes, we're not. This is not a scripted panel, so we have these loose topics and we talk about them, and it's it's all our own opinions, and sometimes we say things that we are interested in and no one has the answers to. So there's a good opportunity to explain things. So last week we were talking about vinyl, and someone brought up the point, I think it might have been me, who I wonder who made that first scratch sound on the vinyl, and you actually know the answer, so let's talk about that.
Okay, so it was kind of like, obviously like hip hop and hip hop culture. Vinyl had existed before that and everything, but the party scene in the hip hop culture was, kind of came up in the Bronx, and New York was the birthplace of that. And it was kind of funny because Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Grandmaster Flash was at I think he was at one of his places where he was kind of like doing his thing, but it wasn't the party spot yet. And he had a protege, and his name's Grand Wizard Theodore, and he's just like a little kid, and he kind of went up and he started fooling with his setup, his DJ setup, and he made that, and Flash just thought it was super dope, and he just went, I'm gonna just take this to a party and I'm gonna do this on the regular, and people loved it, and it blew up, and he's sort of credited in sort of being the guy that introduced it to the party scene. and that really, and then they started, experimenting from there with it and doing more, with it. But it's funny because, yeah, I'm sure somebody did it before, some old lady in her basement, scratched by accident.
Definitely some old lady.
But she didn't realize.
She didn't put it together how big, how dope it's going to be.
Exactly. And then it just kind of went off. So yeah, that's, and then of course Africa Bambaataa and like all those guys, like all that, like introduced it to the scene and kept it going, and DJ Kool Herc, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that fact.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back and talking about anniversaries and some not so great ones.